Hello, welcome back. Today we're going to talk all about data collection. Data collection. I think it goes either way, whatever is easiest for you. But I'm going to show you a couple things for digital options. And then if we have time, I'm going to show you how to create a QR code that would go with that digital form. So I think the biggest part about data collection is that you need something. Literally anything. It can be Post-it notes. It can be a piece of tape. I think something is better than nothing. So that's going to be ultimately what is easiest for you. Even if you have something that's like a binder of like a form of prompting hierarchy or anything like that. So this is for my basic life skills assessment, which just basically has a staff's name on it, who's taking the data, the date it was taken, and then whatever the content was. So if you're looking at IEP goals, say this is color matching, for this student. And if color matching is part of it, put that in there. If you're looking at frequency data, they should be tally marks. If you're looking at percent accuracy, make sure it's a percentage in there, or a number out of something so that you can put it into a percentage. So that's the biggest part. If you're going to create a printable form, is you have to have the student's name. The staff is very important because, like I said, you might come across a time when something might not be applicable or it's just not relevant for what data you are actually trying to take. So you want to make sure you go back to an assistant or a sub, whoever's taking the data for you. So that's why I always put that in there. And then just make sure you're tracking exactly what you're looking for. On all of my printable ones, like I said, with just this color matching, I always have a comment spot in the back so that I can like put any notes or any other information that the student was tired, behavior incidents occurred, something like that, so that I can create some little notes so that I know exactly what happened, what was going on. It was a good day, it was a bad day, anything in between. Okay, so something is better than nothing. If printable is the way you want to go, make sure you're doing that. If you have something that's comprehensive like the ABLES or the AFLs, this is something you can purchase through the schools. Like I said, they come with pretty comprehensive tools. We use those more for evaluations if we're looking for something bigger. If you're looking for IEP goals, that's typically something you have to create yourself. So with that being said, I want to make sure that we get to being able to show you how to create a digital Google form if that's something you are interested in and you want to try the digital route. Okay. Do I have a printable version of that? The assessment, Kathy, I think is what you're asking. Yes, this is in my store. This is the basic life skills assessment. Most of the skills in here are pre-K to 2. I'm thinking about possibly creating a 3 to 6 or 3 to 5 grade, but this is currently pre-K to 2 skill levels. And if you're looking for something with what's inside, okay, I thought I had a whole list of them. Guess I don't. Okay, but there's basic skills, there's math, there's reading, independent functioning, community skills, cooking, self-care and grooming, fine motor, and pre-vocational, I think is the other one. So yeah, that is in my store if that's something you are interested in. I do put it on sale every once in a while, so look on that. And of course, back to school sales coming up for Teachers Pay Teachers. So that, again, that's something you're interested in. Okay. Kathy says, just looking for the form I just showed. So yeah, that's in my assessment. That is in here. That's literally one of these in here that are already created, and I've just created that as a digital version as well. So you have Google Forms to those if you have that product. Okay. All right, I'm going to share. I'm just going to share my desktop. Okay. Then I'll move you guys out of the way here. Okay, so we're going to show you how to create IEP goal forms, something that might be of interest to you. This is how I do it. I'm going to go through the entire process of setting it up, having the date, the goal type, and then creating sections and a notes section. So like it is in the printable form, but now it's going to be digital. So if you are a Google person, you would go into your Google Drive, and the 3 dots in the corner, and then you'd scroll all the way down till you found forms. And forms would be where you would go. You'd get this page showed up here. You're going to start with a blank page. All right, again, I'm going to set it up the same way. Goals 2021. Okay, and then it automatically will save up here if I click up on this top. Okay, so then I can say like Q1 goals. Because sometimes I break it down as benchmarks, and sometimes I break it down as the entire IEP goal. Depends on the goal, depends on what you feel and what's easiest for you. Okay, so the first question I always have is date. And when you click date, it'll show up here. This is going to be your best friend. If you want to know time of how long something was or what time you took that information, you can put time in there, but time and date is always where I start. Okay, and I make it a requirement so I know when that data point was taken. Pretty self-explanatory. The next one I do is staff. Who is taking the information so that I know who to go back to if it was me, if it was somebody else, if something is incorrect, or if I need to check on it. That's another part that I do. And again, it's required. I don't have a staff. I can put it as a date. I put it as a short answer. So then I can put Miss Cassiopo in there or whatever it is. Okay. You can also do it as a multiple choice so that your staff doesn't have to type their name in. You can put assistant 1, assistant 2, me, whatever it was, whoever's taking data, up to you. Okay. After that, I do the different types of goals. So goal type, this might just be for behavior. You might put all of the goals in one spot. So I put it for each student. That was another thing I wanted to talk about is some people put all of the IEP goals in one spot and then they create a question that has student name. I don't like that as much because then you're fumbling through multiple students and if you clicked on the wrong one, it's not easy to go back. So I try to create it one for each student. So that is why I do that. Okay, so goal type, I would go to multiple choice because I can't click more than one, or at least I shouldn't be able to. And there might be a reading goal for fluency, mathematics goal, an independent functioning, community, so on and so forth. You get what I mean. Okay, so there's 4 there. Okay. And then I also have that as a required because you can't go on to the next section until that's done. Okay. Then I'm going to head on to the bottom here. I'm going to create a section. Okay. So you see now at the bottom of this part, it says after section 1, continue to next section. You can do that. But if I want to make it, this is the reading section, or reading fluency. And this is the mathematics. You see how I'm trying to make it as seamless as possible. I will show you the settings afterwards. Functioning and community, I think was the other one I had. Okay. So then I go back up once I've had all my sections here for whatever goals I have. And I go, hold on, I think it's down here. Okay, the 3 dots in this corner, go to section based on answer. Then you get these popped up here. And then I want to go to reading fluency, math, independent functioning, community. So they all will jump based on whatever selected, will jump to the correct section for you. Okay. So then now I'm in my math or reading fluency. I'm going to add a question. And this is going to be either you decide if you want it to be the benchmark. So you can say Q1 benchmark. And you can put out the entire thing. You can put out the criteria. You know, we'll read 50 words in 1 minute. Okay. I always do for 3 consecutive sessions because that's easier for me to know. I'm looking for 3 data points back to back of 50 words or more in 1 minute. Okay. So you can leave this then as numbers. I wouldn't. I would leave it as an open short answer. And you can put 50, you can put 20, you can put 20 words, whatever it is, but you're looking for, this is your criteria, the 50 words. So you're looking for a number more than that for the Q1 benchmark. Okay. If you want to make it for Q2, okay, Q2 is now going to be 60 words. Okay. And you can go up from there. Or like I said, you can make it as the goal. This might be the goal. Is they're going to read 50 words in 1 minute. So again, up to you if you want to put the entire goal or just the shortened version of it. Okay. And then again, for math, you would do the same thing. Scott will add numbers 0 to 5 in 10 out of 10 trials for 3 consecutive sessions. Please don't make goals like this, but this is kind of where I'm just trying to give you an idea of what it is. So again, you can do it a short answer. You can do it as a multiple choice. You can do it as a checkbox, make it easier. Okay. But you're looking for the 10 out of 10 trials on here. So I would leave it as a short answer as well. That's what you're looking for, or 10 out of 10 questions or whatever it is. The other part of this is you can decide if you want to, after this section, you can continue on to the next section or submit form. So maybe that's it. But like I said, it's also really nice if you add a last section here, and this is your comment spot. So you're going to add a little spot here that says, comments. I mean, it's literally just comments about it. And then I usually leave that as a paragraph where it's a longer session, and I'm not going to make it required, but sometimes that really helps me. And so instead of having it as reading fluency continue, it would go to section 6 comments. That was really hard to say. And then it would go automatically to this. Okay. Questions so far, I don't see any yet, which sounds great. I'm glad there's no questions so far. Let me know if there is. I'm going to show you what this looks like because I'm going to send it to myself. And then here we go. Did you transform to a graph? Yeah, it does. I will show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to send it to myself. All right, so this is always the important step that you need to do. Okay, and I'm going to send it. So yeah, I would send it just directly to myself. Actually, that was the wrong email. No, I lied. That's the right email. Okay, and then I'm going to hop on over here. And here it is. Okay, so it comes up in this email here. Totally fine. And I'm going to click fill out form. Now it looks different, right? So here's Q1 goals, whatever. I'm going to put in today is 7/5/2021. Okay, staff is Miss C. We're going to do the reading fluency because that's the one goal I have, and that way you can see it. Okay, so next. Okay, so again, you could have had Q1 there and know, okay, they read 40 words per minute. Okay, I'm going to go next. Since that wasn't required, I didn't have to answer that second part. So it's kind of nice if you have all 4 quarters there. Just make sure you're putting it in the right spot if that's something you decide to do. Comments, late afternoon session. That might tell me that student was tired. Maybe they're more fatigued. Said they were hungry, something like that. Just kind of gives me an idea. Okay. And so I'm just going to do a couple just so you have an idea. So we're going to do 7/7/2021. Miss C also took this information. We tried it again. We got 65 words. Next. And I don't have any comments. And I'm going to do another one so you guys can see what it might look like for the chart. Reading fluency again. And we're going to do 55. Right? No comments. Okay. Sounds good. So now, the other thing I'm going to suggest before I go on is make sure you bookmark these pages. So if this is something that you see yourself doing regularly, bookmark these pages as a favorite, this exact one right here. So I would go file and, put as a bookmark or edit or whatever it is, you save it. I think you all kind of know how to do that. So that way it's easy and quick access to get back to, and that way you have all of that ready to go. Okay. So now if I go back to the goals on the Google form, you'll see, hold on, I'm gonna keep going. Great, thanks, perfect. You'll see the responses up at the top here once that goes away. Okay, so the responses will start adding up here. I'm gonna click on over to those. You can turn off responses if those goals are no longer active. You can turn it off. Say you've had an annual review, it's all turned off. Okay, so I can check here and see which teacher did it. Again, not important information, but good for you to have that information. Reading fluency was the only goal. So this is also good because you can see, oh shoot, I haven't taken any data on the independent functioning goal. I need to go back and do that. So this is a really quick graph and way to show maybe I need to take more data on something. Okay, so then it breaks down the 50 words, okay, 40, 75, okay. So again, you can go through all of these and look at them. If you want it specified by the individual, you can do it that way. And you can see the exact inputs here and exactly what was clicked, what was done. If you want to see just the question, so here's the date question. So maybe you had multiple weeks, you know what I mean? Okay. So if I want to look at, he's reading 50 words in 1 minute for 3 consecutive sessions. Okay, he had 40, and then he had 55, and then he had 65. We're not quite at the 50 for 3 consecutive sessions. So that's another great way. As far as graphs, this button up here, this green little T in the corner, that is your Excel spreadsheet. I'm going to click that. And I'm going to create a new spreadsheet. Say you did this in the middle of the quarter. You can also do it as an existing spreadsheet and it'll add to whatever wasn't on there, but I'm going to create a new one. Okay, link spreadsheet, I'm going to open it. And this opens directly in here. I can see the timestamp of each of all these, the date. So if you put in data different than the date it was taken, that might be something you do, and that's fine. Just know those might be different. So then I get to see this entire thing. Okay, so if I want to go and create this into a graph, I'm going to go here, click, 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 because I want the date and then that, and I'm going to insert a chart, and here it is. Okay, so then you can change your sides here. You can do Scott's IEP goals up top. This is the number of words per minute. This is the date. You can also switch it and do them the opposite way too. If you want to switch your accesses, you can do that. So then you can take this directly to a meeting. You can print it out. You can share it with the family. See, a question just went, that's awesome. Thank you for walking through it. Not a problem. This is like my favorite thing to do. And then I bring these charts and graphs to the IEP meeting and everybody goes, wow. I'm like, yeah, that's what I mean. So exactly. So there's a quick way. And like I said, I can select this. I can go file and print just that. I can print, just the, the chart, whatever is easiest for me. I think I can select it and print. There's a way to do it. Maybe not. There has to be a way. There totally is. So anyways, okay, that's all I got for that. Any questions before? Oh, the QR code. Perfect. We got some time. Okay, so when I am in this one, okay, this is going to be your favorite best friend. So make sure it looks like this if this is something you're going to do. I'm going to take this link right here. I'm going to copy that link, okay, to the Google Doc, or not the Google Doc, the Google form, where I'm putting in the answers. And you can do a QR code generator. Okay. Play around with your QR code generator. I haven't found one that isn't giving you just a free trial and then making you pay for it. This is the one that I found today, the QR code generator with dashes in between, where you can put in the URL. And then I think it was just enter, and you can save it. And then I can call this Scott's IEP goals. And I can save it as a PNG most likely, or a JPEG if you have that option, and then it saves. I was going to show you. Here's my downloads. Open, come on, open, thank you. So then here it is. So if any you wanted to print this, you can scan it, print it, and it pulls this up for you. Okay, so if anybody wanted to play around with this, go ahead and scan it, and you can put in the data and information to try out the Google Forms if that's something you want to do. All you have to do is hold your phone up to it, and the camera option will come up, and it usually will go right to the web page. You might not have access to it because it might be a private thing. But again, I did this when I was playing around with my Instagram page, so that's what that one is. So yeah, that's it for that. So that's quick and easy. Like I said, just be careful what website you're going to use, because they might ask you for a credit card after 14 days. I had that happen before. Previously, there were a ton of QR code generators that would just totally be free, and I haven't seen as many of them lately. So you might have to log into an account. You have to create an account, but typically they're free to create. It's just a matter of how long they're going to let you do that for. There was one other thing I wanted to show.
Wait, Heather, real quick, sorry.
Yeah.
Could you repeat real quick where, like, how you connected the QR code to the Google Forms?
Okay, so when you are on, sorry, I'm gonna make this little thing move. Does it move? No. Wanted it to go away so I can grab the link. Okay, never mind. So when you are with your, I'm gonna just bring this down here so you can see, because I think it was hidden a little bit. So when you're on this page, where you want to take the information and the data, you click this little top button here, up here, where your URL is, copy it, and then you go to your QR code generator and you paste it. You can do it that way. I think you can also do it as the share link, maybe. Yeah, this link. So when you click on send, click on your link here, you can do that and click it there, copy, and then paste. It's the exact same thing.
Awesome, thank you. I got lost a little bit there.
Yeah, not a problem. I think you couldn't see the link up top, so you had no idea where it was. No problem. I saw there was a couple other questions. What is the purpose of a QR code? QR codes I use as a level of confidentiality, I guess is the best way to describe it. Nobody knows what's attached to this. And as long as you don't have students running around with their phones or an iPad trying to figure out what they are, this is a way that you can say these are your students' IEP goals or your students' confidential information without saying that it's their IEP goals. I was trying to find, there is a way to create a password, and I forget how to do it. I haven't done it in a while. It's in a setting, preferences maybe. There is a way that you can put a password protected on your Google Forms so that a password has to be put in before the Google form can be accessed. So if you're worried about your student information getting out, the password is a good way to do it. And if I find how to do that, I will do another video and put it on the YouTube channel so you guys can see it, or in the Facebook group. But there is a way to put a password so that staff would know that password. You can make it as something as simple as a color or a number or something like that. Seen them attached to the behavior charts. Yeah, when they move to specials or gen eds. Yeah, so it's another good way. It's just easy to bring a QR code with you, and staff can take it on their phones or the classroom iPad or something like that. Again, check with your district before staff are using their iPads or their phones, their own personal phones, to take student information. But that's something that your school is okay with. I would look into that, because I think that's a great option. Like you said, if you're moving from one place to another and you can't bring a clipboard with you every single time, or you forgot the sticky notes and now you have no idea what you're doing, the QR code is a nice way to, like, you can even make it just like a click, a key ring, and flip them. And you can even label them so small at the bottom, like this student's IEPs, or like, just put their initials, very small. You don't have to make a big deal about it. I know I use the QR codes for my hygiene data when we do like grooming and self-care. So those are in the bathrooms, and I use those and put all the students' names in one spot. So we're looking on toothbrushing for this person, or we're looking on whatever. So I also use it for work tasks. Work tasks, another one I use it for, and those are out just in my classroom. But if it's personal student information, those are usually just kept with staff and really kindly closely monitored in the event that they get lost somewhere. Hope that makes sense. Okay. Great for taking data in the lunchroom or on recess. Yes, if you're not in the room and you don't have something where you can quickly access, like I said, that's why putting the bookmark or a favorite is really simple, because then it's right on my phone. That's the first thing when I look it up, it's on that page. It's very quick, super easy, and helps me stay on track. And I think the major part about data collection is find what works for you. If this is way too overwhelming and not working, and you'd rather just post a note all over the classroom and that's working for you, do that. I'm not saying you have to do digital data collection, but if you wanted to feel a little bit more confident, hopefully this tutorial has helped you a little bit. Okay. Any final questions? I think we went through a lot, and I think that was really helpful. Yeah, super helpful. Thank you guys. All right, well, that's it for today.